today, because I've seen on Facebook and it's all over TikTok of the death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. May God rest his soul. He passed away today in Costa Rica, and they said it was due to drowning. And, if he have any kids and grandkids or whatnot, my condolences to them. And I just want to talk about a little subject, and it's called death and dying. A lot of us is afraid of dying because we don't know where we go afterwards. It's like you either go to heaven or you go to hell and burn up. But I was thinking, how do a spirit burn? The flesh burns. The spirit don't burn. If a spirit can go through walls, what fire gonna do to it? But it's just my opinion. Anyway, I noticed Hollywood have you afraid to go to sleep at night because you think you're gonna die. But from what a lot of people have said is when you do die, you don't feel it. So why be afraid of something that you don't feel? You don't even know that you have crossed over. Like I said, I never died before. But the president did say people were dying like they never died before. And I was like, damn. So are they coming back to tell us about it? But I've noticed now a lot of content creators are being unalived by either significant other or, get hit by a stray bullet or car accident. But a lot of stuff going on lately, Also, I forgot to mention sickness. The thing of the matter is the people are getting younger and younger, between their late teens and their 30s and 40s and stuff. Every time I get on TikTok, this content creator passed. And I'm like, what? Some of these people I never didn't know, but I go and look at their content and I'm like, man, they had some really good content. And I hate that they passed away, And it's like, damn, man, every time you turn around, somebody is gone. I'm at the point now in my life that I shouldn't be afraid of death. That is a part of life. Death and dying, that's just a part of life. When my great grandmother was dying, and she had cancer. When she was dying, she never once said she was afraid to die. I don't know if she was or not. But what I do know is the day before she passed, me and my aunt was at her apartment, and there was a big banana on her nightstand. And I was like, hey, who gave you that banana? And she said her daughter gave it to her, which was my grandmother. And my grandmother been gone. And I looked at my aunt looked at me, I looked at her, and I'm like, who gave it to you? And she said it again. And I was like, oh, wow. She's finna get up out of here because she already see the other side. And I was like, okay. And, her breathing was shallow. And she was cold. And I just knew then that, this is just, she's on her way out. And I'm glad that I gave her a kiss and hug and told her I love her. Because, it was the last time I talked to her. And I'm happy about that. So July 4th, my cat died. She was breathing shallow and took her to the vet. But before we got her to the vet, she had already crossed over. You know, and the crazy thing is, I guess she was showing symptoms of maybe she had heart problems and stuff. You know, the throwing up and stuff like that. But I thought it was the other cat because he's so freaking greedy. He eats so fast, like somebody's gonna take his food from him. And I thought it was him. I didn't think it was her. But the vet says she more than likely had a heart attack. Oh shit. Almost, hey, damn, they dropped my phone, man. What the hell? So she pretty much had a heart attack. And I was like, wow, that's pretty fucked up. But that's life, you know? Smoke served her purpose. She did what she had to do. And it was her time to go. My thing is, when it comes to people dying or, you know, end up deceased, you have to just let go and accept things for what it is, you know. But great-grandmother, she passed, grandma, she passed, and all that stuff. You have to just accept it and keep moving. You know, my uncle passed. It was crazy because he called me the day before and he said, I'm about to kick the bucket. And I was like, oh, no. Then that next day, he kicked the bucket. He told me he had 6 months, but he was gone the next day. And I was like, wow. That same month, and of that same year, a neighbor of mine drowned herself. She took herself out, jumped in the Mississippi River. You know? So I just learned to just accept death as well as I accept life. When a person is born, when a person is having a baby, that child is born, I shake my head and say, man, you just don't know what kind of trouble you're going to get into in this world. This world is a trip. I've seen people from newborn babies up to grown-ups throw their life away, end up on drugs, unalive people, getting unalive. And it's like, dang. So when a person have a child, you don't know what that child's going to do with themselves. You don't know what's going to happen for real. Like, we really don't know what's going to happen. They may grow up and be successful entrepreneurs, or then again, they may grow up and be a nobody or a drug addict. Who knows? But not for real. I just learned to accept death. When someone passed away, whether it's family, friends, celebrity, content creator, my animals, I just accept it and move forward. I will grieve. I will grieve. I know when my dog passed away, I grieved for about 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie, because I had that dog for some years. She was like 17 years old, but I've had her for probably about 15 or 16 of those years. So I've had her for a minute. So I was really hurt when she passed away. That's about it. I just learned to accept things for what it is. I just accept death, you know. Just something that we all go through. Not saying that it's fun. I'm not saying that the process is fun. You know, you get a call, they say, hey, you know, so-and-so just passed away. And I'll be like, what? No way. What happened? yeah, I'm still concerned. I'm still like, damn, that's just wrong. But then once I, you know, process everything, grieve, then I'm like, I accept it for what it is and, you know, move forward, move on with life. Because life goes on. Whether you want to or not, life goes on. The bill's still gonna come at the end of the month. The mortgage still gotta be paid. So I'm going to work, and well, I really don't have to because I got a lot of sick time built up. So I can't take some days off, but I'm still gonna go to work because, like I said, the bills still gotta get paid. I still gotta eat. Um, yeah, pretty much that. So, like I said, it is hot than a mug in Tennessee. And I'm gonna get off, I'm gonna chillax. Me and Gizmo here. That's my little sidekick right there. He always hanging with me. Wherever I go, he goes. And if he pass away, I'm gonna be hurt. But I only had him less than a year. So in October, I will have him for 1 year. Now I gotta get another cat so he can have some company, so he can leave me alone and that I can have peace of mind. Because I like to read my books and stuff, and it's hard for me to read books when he's jumping in my lap and want me to rub him and all that good stuff. But all right, I'm finna get out of here. Peace.